Why, hello, guys. I am freaking tired. Why? Because I have been working late for the last 2 weeks, like every other night. And my mom came last weekend, so I'm pretty much about to pass out. It is Tuesday night, and I'm probably not gonna get this done until Wednesday or Thursday. So, by then, I will get some rest. um, anyways, so today I am not saying they're bad at drawing or anything. It's just kind of an observation. Um, when I look at people's drawings, fashion drawings, fashion illustrations, you can tell that a lot of people who are not going to school forget a lot of seams, like um, and cover top stitching and things like that. You don't see it as much because of the fact is when you are in school you get grades taken off if you forget construction type mabobbers things stuff. So we get critiqued on whether or not, of course, we know how to draw a garment and where um, I would get points off, which if a thing is 10 points, a project is worth 10 points, and you get 1 point off, that's a big deal. So you don't want to kind of screw that up. Anyways, so onward. I have two pieces of garments. One I'm wearing because it's really comfy, and it has cover stitches and single needles. It has a lot of, it doesn't have a bite stitch, so I'll try to find, or aka, ooh, that one does have a double needle. I'll probably grab some more clothes if I need a specific one. But being a girl, you will have darts. I'm not very, that's the one thing that kind of gets me about darts. I'm not the best because I focus on menswear and that doesn't have darts. But what I learned from pattern making last quarter, I'm gonna kind of work into this. So, let's get started. Now this is Mystical Missy. Now this is the natural waist. This is the part where you like put your hands on not necessarily your hips, but the smallest point. So it's kind of similar to like right underneath your waist. Now down here would be your, oh wait, that would be your waist, and that would be your hips. And this is hip depth. Hip depth. And then all down here would, and this is the skirt, so skirt, yay. Now from here you'd measure out. See, what you do is make half of a pattern. So this is the back, and this is the front. So you would put this, and this would be a folded over. So you'd cut this out, and it would end up kind of being curved, and you'd take that part out. And you can get this from any pattern making book. It's not as hard as it seems if you're doing a basic sloper, which is the most basic skirt. So you cut this side, and then you just cut out 2 pieces or 3, depending on what you want to do. Anyways, but in between here and here, you would measure out measure out what you wanted, and then you would add darts. And darts are what you're gonna cut out and lay over. Maybe I should get you some fabric to show you. So, but if you go above your natural waistline, like underneath your boobs, like here are your boobs, beautiful, they would start to concave in. So they make a diamond shaped, and you'd cut that out. So when you look at a button-down shirt, but since I don't look good in button-down shirts, I don't have any to show you, but you can look at any I wonder. Um, but you could look at your button-down shirts and notice that is how they get that line right there that goes down and kind of curves your body in. Anyways, that is one form of dart. There are also ones that go up here by the boobs and so forth. And I've seen some that go right here and then go straight down. It just depends on the style that you're going for. So like, this would be a super high-waisted skirt. You need to have those darts. Anyways, onward. That is good. Double needle looks like that, where there's two parallel lines and run and around that actually get that hold the seam down. You can look at your pants, jackets, things like that, waistbands, just to know what type of stitches you have. This would just be considered a seam, side seam. You don't need to add any. Pretty much what you're doing is seeing where there's stitching, and that is on a garment, and that is where you would put it in your drawings. Sometimes it is for reinforcement. Sometimes it's to make sure, like this one, since this is hollow on the inside, like there's nothing in between these two pieces of fabric. This is to keep it from like bubbling up or getting air pockets in there, kind of keeping it this flap. Along with this seam right here, it is to make sure that this zipper does not kind of stick out, like, because it's to make sure that the zipper does not go like this when you take it off. It stays kind of parallel to the rest of the fabric. That's what the main reason for top stitching is. Oh, this has a needle on the back. Cool. Yeah. And if you look at garments, the best ones to look at, like actually get a really good idea on stitching is utilitarian jackets, because it has a lot of top stitching. But there are jackets like, ooh, I'm sitting on this, like the newest jacket from Zara. If you notice, there's only one seam that goes all the way down on the back, but it looks like there's two, but these are just stitches, you see. And since this is kind of, this would be considered a straddle stitch, because a straddle stitch is where you fold the stitches over and put it in the back. And then these are to reinforce that you folded it over. Now, with fabrics such as fleece and such, you'll get a lot of cover stitches, which is mostly what you see on the bottoms of the fabric. Now, anyways, this is considered kind of a bite stitch, a form of one where there's two lines and you see how they have a lot on the back but not a lot in the front. Now there's ones that are just straight up and down lines at the very bottom that are not very noticeable, like these. These are very noticeable. Yes. Okay. Making this easy on you guys. Now an edge stitch would be kind of what you would see at a bottom of a dress. a lot of times you don't really need to show that. Um, if you're doing any stitches, this is a 2 needle, you represent it with a 2 and an N, and then you would put the amount on top of it. Sometimes it can be considered, I can't remember what it's called, I'm blanking, I'm tired. This is bite stitch, or invisible stitch, or 2 stitch, whatever you want to call it. Sometimes it would be like little dots instead, and that's why it would be considered an invisible. And this would be a cover stitch. And cover stitches are pretty much like kind of like I would do figure eights, kind of overlapping them like that. So you curve and come around. Yeah, sorry. You curve, 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 curve. But really, just look at your clothes. So if you see a dress, and you know what's funny is you don't even think about it. The underwear has stitching. Lots of things have stitching. Yay! So I think I'm going to do a utilitarian jacket soon to actually show you this stuff. But guys, I'm exhausted. Thanks for putting up with me. I love you. Seriously, you make my night. I'm really going to bed now. It's only like 10. I'm so tired. I'm about to pass out. Alright, I'm rambling. Bye.